Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Guess what we're doing today? Another cooking video. And this time I'm gonna be taking you guys along on a recipe that I like to do at least once a week because it's one of the easiest things to do. It's super convenient, it's fast, and it just uses this one thing over here, which is my Instant Pot. I'm gonna be walking you guys through step by step on creating this recipe, and hopefully by the end, you guys can make your own chicken and rice at home. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare our chicken with all these spices. I like to use chicken thighs more than the breasts just because they are way more flavorful and tender, especially at the end of the cook. So now that we have the chicken thighs in the bowl, we're gonna go through the seasonings. So here we have the Don Sazon chicken seasoning. I love this stuff. Some paprika, some Larry's seasoning salt. When it comes to measurements, I usually do this by eye. I would say around 2 tablespoons of the Don Sazon. Paprika, I would also say around 2 tablespoons. I like to get a lot of color on the chicken. The Larry's seasoning salt, this is very salty, so you want to be careful with this. I would do around half a teaspoon of the Larry's. Now we're just gonna take the chicken and mix it around in here, getting all the seasoning on every part of the chicken thighs. And once you're done with this, you just wanna put this off to the side while we prepare all the other stuff that we're gonna be putting into the Instant Pot, like the onions and garlic. And so while we do that, this gets a chance to kind of marinate in the flavors. On a way to make a living. Can we get demonetized for that? It's looking pretty good in here, jiggly. All right, onion. We're gonna be dicing half an onion for this recipe. Ooh, that was not a sexy cut. Hopefully you guys all know how to dice an onion. If not, keep watching. Watch me dice my finger off. Cut it in half. We're gonna put little horizontal slices through the onion here on the side. You don't have to go all the way through because you can do this multiple times. I'm gonna do some cuts up here. I'm not crying, you are. You guys are making me do this. Now that we've brutally cut this onion, we're gonna start preparing our sauté in the Instant Pot. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys how to set up your Instant Pot in the settings. The first thing we're gonna do is sauté. So come on over and I'm gonna show you how to set that up. So because we're sautéing first, we're gonna be taking the lid off, and then we have a sauté button over here. So I'm gonna click the sauté button. I already have it customized to the preference that I need, so we wanna make sure that it's under custom. The temperature, we're gonna put it up to 4 bars. And we're gonna keep the cook time to 21 minutes. We can always adjust that later if we need to cook a little bit longer, but I'm gonna keep it at that. Press start. So we're gonna wait for it to preheat before we start assembling all the other things that we need. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the fats. We have olive oil and we have some butter. Just pour some olive oil into the Instant Pot, covering the bottom. I'm gonna cube a little bit of butter in here. All right, so while that's going, I'm gonna take some paprika. We're gonna dump some in here. This is actually something that I learned a few years ago, cooking off paprika in oil. It gives the chicken and the rice so much good flavor. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper because I like my chicken spicy. I like to have some spice in my chicken. You guys could smell what we're smelling in here. So while that's going, I'm gonna also add the onion. So we're gonna wanna cook these onions until they're translucent. And while they're cooking and getting to that point, we're also gonna add some minced garlic. Now I'm gonna add some minced garlic. I do about a tablespoon of the minced garlic. While this is cooking, we're actually gonna bring the chicken over. And what you're gonna wanna do is we're gonna lay the chicken out on the bottom. We're gonna cook it for 3 minutes on each side, taking it out and setting it aside after that cook. So I'm gonna bring the chicken over right now. Now, I like to take the chicken smooth side down into the Instant Pot. We're gonna wanna make little kind of pockets for the chicken to start cooking in there, just like so. Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. All right, so now while the chicken is cooking, I am going to wash the rice, like 3 washes of it, 2 cups of rice. We'll put it in a bowl. All right, we hit the 3-minute mark. So we're gonna flip over our chicken thighs and we're gonna cook them off for another 3 minutes on the other side. Now that our chicken is done cooking, we're gonna take it out, set it aside while we finish preparing everything else. At this point, you're gonna wanna turn off your Instant Pot. And this is where we're gonna be bringing in our chicken stock. We're gonna wanna add 2 cups of chicken stock into the Instant Pot just to deglaze all the remnants we have at the bottom of the pot. All right, so we're gonna be putting 2 cups chicken stock. Perfect. All right, now you're gonna wanna spend some time just deglazing the bottom. This is honestly my favorite part because this water that we have here is what flavors the rice and the chicken. I don't like to eat boring food. I like to eat healthy and I like to actually enjoy the flavors. So this is what really makes the meal stand out. I feel like a witch in my cauldron of chicken and rice. There's this one part I'm trying to deglaze and it's not working. So now that we're done deglazing, we're gonna be adding all of our other stuff in it. And I like to go in with some carrots and peas. You can honestly add any vegetables. I just like to add something aside from just chicken and rice. So honestly, add as much as you want. I like to add like half of this bag, which is, ooh, oh no, get back in here. So around 6 ounces of peas and carrots into the pot. We're gonna mix that up in here. And then we're gonna be adding our rice. So we have the rice, we have the peas and the carrots, and then we're actually gonna add 1 more cup of chicken broth. Cup of chicken broth. And then before we add our chicken into the Instant Pot, we're going to add our Italian seasoning. It's all how much you want. I like to literally just cover the top with Italian seasoning. We're gonna add the chicken back in and you're just gonna wanna place them on the top, arranging them nicely on top of the rice. You see all these juices? These are the magic juices and we're gonna wanna add those in. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys how to set up the pressure cooker for the chicken and rice so that we can finish this meal and we're gonna get to eating in about, I would say, 12 to 14 minutes. Come over here, I'm gonna show you how to set it up and we'll get this chicken and rice rock and rolling. We're gonna be putting the lid back on. Depending on the Instant Pot that you have, I have the new Pro, so it's already under the sealed vac. We're gonna press pressure cook. It's already set at high pressure for 6 minutes. We're gonna do a 10-minute pressure release after the cook, and then we're gonna be ready to eat. So let's press start, and we're good to go. See you when the chicken and rice is ready. All right, so 16 minutes later, our chicken and rice is done. So before we open the Instant Pot, we're gonna wanna depressurize it by just switching this knob here from seal to vent, and you're gonna see a lot of smoke coming out. So we're gonna wanna wait for this little red knob to go down, and you're gonna hear it click, so let's go. You wanna be very careful here, just because the steam is really, really hot. So don't put your hand or face over it. I know I'm very tempted to get a little steam facial from this one, but it's not a good idea. A little dance break. Sorry, oh shit. There we go. All right, so now we are able to open it up. Ta-da! Oh, it smells so good. Mix everything together here, and we're gonna plate up a nice bowl of chicken and rice. All right, so I have my bowl here. I'm just gonna add some rice to the bottom and a piece of chicken. You guys, this smells so good. And this is literally one of my favorite meals to eat during the week. It's so healthy, super nutritious, and you get some protein, some carbs, veggies in there, some fiber. So what I like to do is I like to add some plain yogurt to the top. This just gives it that extra layer of flavor. You can also add hot sauce, some hot green sauce. So here we're gonna just put a little bit of yogurt on the top, and I like to mix it up before I take my first bite. All right, first bite. We have a little bit of chicken, some rice, some yogurt, and about to fall. Here we go. Wow, hold on. I need another bite. It is so flavorful. It has a kick of spice in it. All of the veggies are cooked perfectly. The rice is perfect. The chicken is tender and juicy. Like I said, this is one of my favorite meals to make. 20 minutes, super flavorful. The chicken is super tender. You're gonna be impressed. Your family's gonna be impressed. Whoever you give it to is gonna be impressed. So I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to tag me in any pictures or videos that you make with this recipe, and I hope to get to see you on the next video. Bye.